that they have a Angela in the roaming spot, I believe. So with Beloyski unable to engage, now it's going to be on the back of Nile and a boy to land those, well, stuns technically, to try and get pickoffs. Because Baxia's stun, I believe, was buffed, right? It lasts for a full half second longer. We have to see if that's even enough, though, to deal with Rebellion Zion and their long-distance strategy.
Two risky strategies from both of these teams, but it warrants the results that they are looking to attain. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of this best-of-3 series with Rebellion Zion and GEEK Fam looking to win it out in a 2-1.
Let's see. Will Rebellion finds the game or will GEEK Fam finds the reverse sweep? Ladies and gentlemen, this is their last game for both respective teams.
Being on the last game right here, I do wonder which lane will get priority. The mid lane, of course, will be cleared very, very fast, but afterwards, where are these teams going to go? Do they want to try and help on the gold lane? For Rebellion, I think the Irrital snowballing could be a great factor in deciding their victory. Or are they going to try and help in the EXP lane, right? If you get Cars ahead, technically he also provides DPS. Looking at the emblems though, roaming is definitely in the minds of both these mid laners, right? Agility and the new emblem as well. With the mage emblem, it's all about clearing waves and being relevant in the side lane skirmishes.
Let's see. 2 minutes in rotation. Seems like very passive here from both teams, right? I mean, Rebellion Zion here and GEEK Fam, they're not going for the crazy pick-off, crazy engages just yet. I mean, both junglers practically at the same level here, EXP-wise. Good stun though. Luke will be forced to use the flicker early pre-turtle. That's a huge info. Vincent now jumping in with a Mortal Coil, forcing Beloyski to pop the flicker as well.
Beloyski, man, you can't let them get close like that. He's on the Angela, no longer the Rafaela. So you have a bit more spammability and healing, but at the same time, you are so vulnerable. You don't have the movement speed boost to get you out of trouble, and it's going to be a full-out fight.
Oh, Beloyski, out of all people, gets the turtle. Flicker, Mystic Gush doesn't really connect there. But it seems like with that win, GEEK Fam here has a slight advantage.
How did Beloyski get the lure at the turtle? Did he just use his first skill to get it?
Gotta rewatch that. I believe it was a first skill. If it was a basic attack last hit from an Angela, that would be crazy.
Oh man, I want to look for a little bit of replay. Here, Rashi, go ahead.
It's a bit more, I mean, it's a bit of a crazy way to steal the Lord. Look at the talent's predictions by Samsung Galaxy series though. There'll be a bit of a disconnect. But look at Chidera, already taking a lot of damage. And GEEK Fam now are the ones trying so desperately to try and get the game rolling, right? Get snowballing, especially with this Baxia pick. In the late game, they have true damage from the Gourd as a factor, but no one can really be comboed with the Angela the same way you do with a Martis or the Irrital. So I think it's a very good play for Rebellion to secure both these heroes that do so well with the hard guard combo.
Meanwhile, we already see a little bit of pressure coming in from Rebellion Zion to secure or deny the snowballing coming in from Chidera on the Bruno. We do see it is inhibiting just a bit, but you can see GEEK Fam also prioritizing that exact same lane, looking to, in the mid lane though.
Choke Unity combined with Hard Guard now. Again, looking for a kill. Oh my goodness, Nile. Oh, that's a nasty kill. Vincent gets taken down in the process. That's a huge dub for the Geeks.
Martis is strong, but not as strong as 3 members just out of nowhere coming at you. So that Renbull was able to actually crowd control for quite a bit, pushing everyone back, but so far won't be enough just yet. With more items though, that is definitely gonna change.
See here again, GEEK Fam already establishing with 1,000 gold lead, and the second neutral objective is up. Let's see here, formation-wise, Rebellion Zion, they're looking to move onwards, looking for the perfect setup. Luke will be there, has the flicker, last insanity as well. Let's see, Astral Echo has been popped. Spots 4 members, good onwards, on towards Luke. No Faraga armor, but the Mystic Gush from behind will chunk Cars down. Good Shield Unity, and Cars will force to use the Primal route, but gets taken down in the process. Vincent now looking for the escape using the Mortal Coil as well. as he escapes. GEEK Fam wins that one.
They win, but they're very, very low. They have a one-man advantage. And it doesn't seem like Rebellion Zion, despite how low the members from GEEK Fam want to go for a contest. This is going to be free turtle once again to the side of GEEK Fam. They're reaping in all the rewards of the early game.
Vincent on the margins, man, not doing so well in the early game. It's a bit of a tough situation to be in. He definitely wants to be a bit more aggressive, but the backup just isn't reliable enough, at least for now. ODTZ, though, on the Novaria, you have to remember that there's going to be two mages in the hands of Rebellion Zion. So against two fighters, it's going to be very difficult for GEEK Fam to get close later on.
Oh, that was so lucky. That was so lucky for Chidera, right? Rebellion Zion, they're looking for anything to trade across the board. They were looking put some pressure onto Chidera in the top lane, but they were able to sniff out that movement, flicker out in the best possible time, and Rebellion Zion gets denied that opportunity to go in for a trade, looking for compensation, and that's a rotation, entire rotation wasted.
I mean, Chidera is just so good when he's playing from behind. And on the other hand, Cars, though, on this Edith, early in the fight, he was taking a lot of damage. I think he ulted a bit too late, but look at Highs now being jumped on.
Oh my god, a Shield Unity and a Hard Guard. That's a nasty combo, but seems like it will not be enough to take Heisemore down. A boy now flickering out of the way. Mystic Gush to provide cover as well. It seems like no casualties for now. It seems like GEEK Fam, they want to take the first structure here in the game. That will be the top line, tier 1, taken now.
Oh, another objective taken, secured into the pocket of GEEK Fam, going to a 2,000 gold lead. If you guys want to support GEEK Fam up into the playoffs, you can, because there are a lot of activities that you guys can participate in, as you can see here on your screen. But back to the game. Already some pressure coming from Beloyski in the jungle. Not necessarily an opening just yet between both of these teams, but up until this point, it seems like the map is red. Feels like GEEK Fam, they're the ones having more control over how this game goes.
They also have the movement speed advantage right here, so they're moving around faster. But Rebellion, they're banking on a full 5-man team fight right here, leaving the X-Borg on the bottom side.
Hard guard, it seems like they will neglect the turtle. They will hunt Heisemore down. Last Insanity under the turret, taking 2 men in the process. Taking away Rebellion now with 3 members only. It seems like they will not be able to find compensation. Good engage, good setup by the Geeks.
You think it's a perfect way for Rebellion Zion to come back into the game, getting the turtle here. Oh, no Cars!
That's a 3-man knockup. A boy now taking heat, taken down.
Oh, no.
I'm wrong. He survives with a slither of HP. GEEK Fam flicker, last Insanity. Will outplay Vincent. Good play by Luke. Take a look at Chidera. Free hitting in the front side. Luke, though, very low. Got caught hard guard to save the day, though. He will be taken down, no problem. Alongside with Beloyski, GEEK Fam, they overstayed.
Who was that worth it for? That was so back and forth.
Throughout the whole engagement, I think the turtle was taken by Rebellion. They lost a turret on top side, taken by Chidera, and they traded some kills. Overall, I think the goal lead stays a bit even. I think it swings more towards Rebellion in a bit. And overall, still, the fact that GEEK Fam have the better early game and they don't really want to take this as late as possible, any kind of even trade will be worth it for Rebellion. Looking at the items right here, Ice Queen's one finish for Renbu. I think Glowing one will follow as a close second. And on the Novaria, already the Necklace of Durance. So trying to lower the healing and the regeneration, but Niall is just ruthless, man.
My goodness.
Oh!
More now caught, no spell! And the Mystic Gush will secure the kill. Chidera will find cards as well. Last Insanity now popped by Luke under the turret bundle. Nowhere to go as GEEK Fam finds another trade in the bottom lane.
In game number 1, Luke was struggling on the Terizla, but here in game number 3, with the X-Borg, he's been just getting the perfect pickoffs coming through in these team fights, looking for flanks, looking for that final say in the kills, and he has been doing super well. 3-1-2 on the X-Borg. It's been suiting him so far.
Rebellion just clumping up a bit too much, letting a boy get huge potential out of this gourd. Usually the gourd is a bit more difficult to manage because you can't really output your damage as reliably to multiple members. But with everyone being so aggressive, with Luke, Niall, and Beloyski technically all corralling Rebellion. Even though he's pressured, he's always on top in that gold chart.
He's always so good, right? You leave him alone for just a second and suddenly he's number 1 on the players gold by UBS Gold here. And you can expect that his damage is gonna come through in these team fights. I mean, right now, look at the pick-off, the range coming through for GEEK Fam. Just really denying, zoning Rebellion Zion away from defending anything that they have. As GEEK Fam, with that Lord marching down on the top side, they're definitely gonna look for more.
It's a bit of a flashback to the previous games. Now Rebellion have an absolute great composition to try and defend in the base. But can GEEK Fam force some kind of play here as Heist gets chunked down?
Oh my god, good Mystic Gush. Take a look at the shield unit, he cancelled out under the turret, no problem. But it will mean that GEEK Fam here will take all the tier 2s. Base turret top lane will be the target. Luke stunned, Flats Insanity. They want to re-engage, they want a zone, and base turret number 1 falls here. Will they look for more? It seems like from the rotations, GEEK Fam, they're already satisfied.
That was a Mystic Gush with absolutely no setup. So imagine the damage that can be dealt if there was setup. But the question is, who can set up? GEEK Fam CC is limited only to a boy, you would say, Beloyski in a way, and perhaps maybe Nile. But other than that, they don't really have much of a hard crowd control source in their composition. Do you think that will weaken them as we get to the later stage of the game?
Oh, definitely. Right now, they were just relying on knowing what needs to be, what objectives they can force, right? The base turret, of course, it's great if they get it, but the fact that they are pushing all together towards the base turret essentially forces Rebellion Zion to bring their members up in front there. So they're trying to use decision-making to make sure that the Rebellion Zion are where they want to be. As the game goes later into the game, there's going to be less of those chances. Maybe the Lord becomes the main one that comes to mind. But aside from that, Rebellion Zion will have a lot more info with the Novaria, and maybe Cars and Vincent will be tanky enough to at least not get completely one-shot within a short engagement.
I see your point. I see your point, Eterna. No minimal crowd control. But the amount of slows that in the composition of GEEK Fam, massive, right? You got X-Borg who built already the Ice Queen 1. You got a boy who also already established that Ice Queen 1. And I believe Beloyski is on his way. No, Beloyski already has the Ice Queen 1. So yeah, crowd control? No, there's no pure lockdown crowd control. But there's slows in the composition of GEEK Fam, Eterna.
Oh man.
Even Luke, by the way.
Even Luke?
Yeah,
oh, yeah, exactly. The X-Borg.
Yeah, the X-Borg usually goes for the Ice Queen's 1. I believe he has one as well. And being an X-Borg, right, he can be so aggressive in the side lanes, and it's very hard to get any kind of value, any kind of pick off on an X-Borg with technically 3 lives, with already the Immortal built in. They can also play with Beloyski, splitting on the other side. So macro gameplay is definitely in favor of GEEK Fam. Rebellion, they just have to wait for more items, man. With more items, it becomes a more of an even game. With a 9k gold lead, GEEK Fam can force an engagement and might possibly end it with the next big push.
I mean, it shows, right? They were able to get that Lord uncontested whatsoever. There were moments where it looked like Vincent was going to look for a contest, but with so much slow and with so much DOT from the burn coming in from the items of GEEK Fam, it didn't look like he had a choice. And now GEEK Fam, they're taking every single resource away. Rebellion Zion in a very tough position. And it's going to come down to the wire. If the Blue Bulls want to make it to the playoffs, they need to be able to defend this one. They need to be able to take away this aggression coming through from GEEK Fam as, once again, they look for the close.
Let's see the offense and defense. Mystic Gush now popped early last Insanity with the flicker. Will chunk Hearts and Rambo to a low HP, which leaves space for GEEK Fam to take the mid lane base turret. Rebellion, though, still holding on here as their base is still under attack. But it seems like they will be satisfied here with just one base turret standing. GEEK Fam, though, will not stand idly by. They're looking for the push. Mystic Gush popped, cancelled instantly. It seems like, yeah, with that resource out of the board, GEEK Fam will not look for more.
All things considered, man, with the Lord, losing a single base turret is good enough for Rebellion. I think they will be very happy with that result. GEEK Fam, though, are trying to brute force one more, but they have to be careful. Like we said, Rebellion Zion have a lot more chance here.
Wojski and Luke now with the Lance Insanity will try to break the formation. Rembu low, base turret falls, but the Mystic Gush will zone members of Rebellion Zion. No casualties up to this point. And it seems like GEEK Fam, they understand. They hit their agenda, their goal, their task is done. They back off.
Man, that was just like the perfect scenario. Beloyski goes in with Luke, looks for some initial damage onto the backline members, and even if Rebellion Zion don't have anyone falling behind, and if they even if they want to look for a re-engage, that Mystic Gush goes in for the zoning. I think that's beautiful. Nobody gets taken down, and GEEK Fam still with a 10k gold lead, still being able to get a lot more objectives on the board, and Rebellion Zion still, they're walled. No inhibitor turrets whatsoever. No safety net.
Not at all.
It's definitely a dangerous situation for Rebellion, and they just require damage. Because at this point, whenever they try and hit back, GEEK Fam are tankier. They have more damage as well. Technically, they have an advantage in crowd control as well. So there's a lot of things that Rebellion Zion can really try. They really have a clear advantage in. So gold is what they require, and GEEK Fam are just not giving any shutdowns at all. Playing this macro game so well. Signature style of GEEK Fam.
And remember, when we're talking about macro, that's when Rebellion Zion are sitting at a big disadvantage because of their lack of inhibitor turrets, and it turns out they don't even need to utilize that advantage. Rebellion Zion made no efforts whatsoever to go and contest that Lord take. GEEK Fam sitting yet again with another free Lord.
Rebellion, they might have to do something crazy right here. Maybe in the middle of a fight, send someone to just flank around and disrupt a boy. They have to try and do something, because if they just play it out like this, we've seen how this turns out. They don't come out on top in this situation.
GEEK 5-man offense +1. Chidera now with the help of Hardguard here with the shield. It seems like Luke, though, with the last Insanity will pop cars down. It seems like the base exposed low, but Rebellion Zion, somehow, some way, they're holding on. The Blue Bulls looking for the play off the defense here in that mid lane wave, trying to hold it off. Take a look at the damage. Vincent receiving a lot of damage. Rendo from the whirly will be taken out, and with the Mystic Gush, it ends Rebellion's Zion's dream. GEEK Fam with a 2-1 reverse sweep.
Hear ye, welcome possibly a new era as we bear witness to GEEK Fam slow